Alright. Bye-bye, second display. Yeah, we should be good. I left Discord open, but now that I've closed it, that was something that I did like in the first stream, and it vastly improved performance. Also, wow on those load times. But hopefully this should run fine now. I'm getting pretty smooth rotation on this right now, so that's a pretty good sign. Oh yeah, this is fine. It was even just like walking around a little bit. It was dropping like severely before. But yeah, anyways, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, this is a game named of the Pathless. I played this about a month ago, and I love it. And I completed it already. And if you haven't already, spoilers, you know, I would recommend going back and watching that playthrough first. Uh-oh. This is a new kind of scary fog. Oh? Is this atmospheric or am I under fucking attack? I think it's atmospheric. But as it turns out, I've since discovered that there are some mysterious secrets to go back out to find. So I've already done all of the, like, main puzzle shrines, but supposedly... Now, I'm about to start spoiling stuff as I explain what these secrets are. Supposedly, alongside a certain room and a certain piece of music being a reference to Abzu, there is a deeper connection. And this is what I'm going to seek out to find. Now, if the rumors are true, they say, you know what they say, that there are collectibles hidden, even more hidden than the shrines or the little crystals that are hidden across this world. And if you find them all, then something really cool will happen. And I don't know what that is, but I would very much like to know. So, I've got chat on my phone, and I've got my Wii U gamepad out here. And it looks like there's a r/PS4 subreddit link that seems to have all the locations. Because these are, you know, apparently really cryptic. So I'm going to... Okay. I'm just going to work off of that and just be quick about it, because otherwise I'd be wandering aimlessly. And as much as I would enjoy that personally, and just like not talk for like 20 hours while I wander around for these, this is a stream, so I think I will just get them all done in a row. So... first place we need to be, according to this, is in the Elk province. And I think these have different names besides that, but that's what the Redditors call them, so that's what I'm going to call them. Although typically not good advice to take when it comes to what Redditors call things. I'm just going to get out of this window. So, if I want to go out of this mountainous region and back to the other provinces, I need to go here, between these twin bird statues. Oh yeah, I was gonna say earlier, but a big element of the Game Awards is popularity. So it makes sense that this game wasn't there because as far as I know, it's very, very niche. I don't know if I'd say that. I mean, there was a point when like the developers of this game had like a lot of notoriety, but I think after like everything that happened with that game company and a lot of people being laid off and the original developers going on to do their own thing, I don't think a lot of people are familiar with like that part of the story. And these are even the Journey developers at all. Or at least some of them. Griffin, get off Reddit. You're scaring away the cat boys. I am cat boys. I'm sure there's symbols to find here. But, oh no. Oh no. But what I want to do first is seek these out in order. I want to retrace my steps back from the very beginning. Because you know what? I like the starting area. I would very much like to see it. Journey was still pretty niche too. I mean, if we're talking specifically Game Awards, Journey was like a big hit, wasn't it? That was like nominated for a lot of shit the year it came out. Oh, I forgot I could even run. I've been spending so much time in the air. Oh, it's good to... Oh, wow! It's getting a little bit droppy, but it is good to be back with this movement system. That much is for sure. I don't know, I guess I was just hoping more people would have noticed this game, considering that there's not much to play on PS5 right now, and this is also, like, launching on that. And it looks great on the PS5 as well. Oh yeah, look at that! You can even see the bridge! That's where, like, my save file had loaded, which seems to suggest that I probably should have just dropped down from that side rather than going down and all the way around. But here we are, Great Plains. I believe there's also... I don't know how to find this, but there's something that they patched in where... Now, this is interesting, because this was actually kind of a complaint that I had with the game earlier, is that I think it looks its best when the weather is kind of gloomy and shitty. And supposedly they added some sort of landmark thingy that makes you able to change the weather back to shitty. But it's not like a menu option, it's like a thing you have to find in the world. So I don't know how I would go about doing that. But if I find it, I will. I will opt into that. Anyways, chat's talking about teeth. Journey was on the low end of the radar, and this is a fraction of the attention that Journey got. That I can agree with. I understand that it hasn't gotten too much exposure. I just hoped otherwise, because I think it deserves more than that. And also because the score is just really fucking good. I said at the... upon first impressions, when I first finished the Pathless, that I still thought Journey was the best, and this was a close second. As I've gone back to listen to more of the music, there is definitely, like... I feel like the beginning and the end of the soundtrack are really strong, and then there's some middle stuff that I tend to skip over. With the exception of, like, everything from the first province, because even the boss stuff is, like, really, like, iconic and varied and dense. But something that, like, I honestly think I totally left, like, underrated is the credits music for this game. I think in Journey it, like, had more of a lasting impression because the credits actually had, like, the camera, like, going to all these places that you've been. And you were... Yeah, actually... Spoilers for Journey, by the way. The ending credits of Journey, as a backdrop, had the camera panning through these locations that you've been before, and, you know, at the end of Journey you die, so you see your soul, like, flying back through these locations backwards, all the way to the start of the beginning. Why not do that, but have the eagle fly all the way back to the beginning? I think that would have made that a lot more memorable, as opposed to, like, a black screen. When I see black screen credits, I feel like I should pay attention less, as opposed to something that handles its credits in the way that Journey did. So another small thing, but, like, going back and listening to that piece of music on its own, and hearing all, like, the little, like, bits and motifs that, like, connect all the way back, I mean, not that that's, like, a surprising thing that they did, but it's such a satisfying piece of music to end with, and I barely talked about that at all, so shout out to that one. Okay, so your mouth was bad, but it's feeling a little bit better? Yeah, I would suggest the same thing. Maybe, like, soft, like, go easy on it, you know, as far as what you eat. Let's see. So this is right on the edge of the Great Plains province. And I'm sure there's going to be a pop-up that tells me wherever the hell I am now. Although I believe this actually is the Elk province now, is it not? Or I'm sure what I think I have to hit the ground before it tells me what it's called. Yeah, no matter where you go, they're all bathed in this, like, orange light. I wonder if you can go all the way back to the tutorial area, though. That's what I'm kind of curious about. But that's not really an elk area so much as it is an eagle area. I remember when, like, this little valley used to feel so vast to me. Oh, and the music that plays when you first come out of that spot is just wonderful. But I'm going to treat this as the Elk Province, and I'm going to see, like what's down here? This is like a whole island. Let's see if there's anything here I can find. Like, I'm not even looking at the guide. I'm just assuming that there is something of interest here. Could be. That's like a telegraph for for this, right? Huh? Oh, I have to hold it down. Oh. It's just a lamp? I could swear that that used to be a toggle. Maybe it used to be, but the patch changed it. Alright, I assumed that I was going to stumble across the very first thing on my own, but now I'm going to look down at the Wii U gamepad. Let's see. I'm looking for a cave? You'll see a ledge with the tree. Behind it is a cave. Wait a second. At the very beginning of this game, I was talking about, like, hey, how come there aren't any, like, waterfall secrets? I want waterfall secrets. Have they been here all along? Since the very beginning? I, like, lost hope. I think if I ascend through this, it'll probably be easier for my little birdie, for my flapping. Hey, more importantly, while we're at it, let's get down to what matters most. This is what I missed. This is why I'm back. I don't give a shit about, like, exploring or, like, finding things, secrets or discoveries. I just want to pet some eagles, baby. Is this your sweet spot? It's somewhere around up here. Down. Oh, yeah, your belly rubs. There you go. Oh, here on this side. Yay. There we go, that's better. Love you, birdie. Beautiful. Oh, I see. This just becomes the updraft room right away. There was like a larger temple to explore, but I guess this is the same place? Oh, that's so cool. What a view. So look to the right, and there's a ledge with a tree. Yeah. I'm gonna want to go this way then. I wonder if I could have got this from the very beginning if I wasn't busy, like, looking at this beautiful view, if just directed my gaze a little bit more to the right. Huh. I guess it's not super obvious unless you're looking for it, but what do you know? So there should be a cave on this ledge? Look down at the Wii U gamepad to continue. Ahem. When you leave the starting area after reaching the top of the tower, look on the far right of the cliff. You'll see a ledge with a tree. Behind it is a cave. Not the ledge in the red circle of the first screen, but the other. Oh, there's screenshots. That's probably helpful. I'll use this as a reference. Oh. This isn't a ledge with the tree that I'm looking for at all. It is interesting that they put geometry here, though, and that I happened to fall for it, I suppose. Unless we're talking like this ledge with a tree, and I'm like looking way further up. There actually is stuff to find up here, though. If you have the flaps to reach this high up. Like, there's a statue here. I wonder if there's a similar shooty thing like there was before. I guess not. Just for decoration. Just to look nice, smile. Ah. But now I do have this. I can use my vision to see places. In the Forest Plateau is what this place is called. Where I still haven't been. And secrets or not, I think that's still going to come in handy. Let me take another look at that image here. Oh, that's right, the Wii U gamepad doesn't have multi-touch. So, I'm looking for the... I haven't seen this location before. Not in this province, at least. I remember seeing a place that looks a little bit similar. But, like, in another province. But if I can find, like, a high vantage point, like one of these towers, and then I, like, use my eyes, I'm sure I'll find where I haven't been soon enough. This area looks pretty unexplored, actually. These cliffs. I want to go this way. Yeah, there's like this big withered tree up here. See, so even with like direct guides telling me where to look, maybe I have done this actually. The act of getting from place to place is still a lot of fun and still really satisfying. Like, it's a little bit like those Mario Odyssey like hint art puzzles, right? Like, maybe I actually have been here. But like you see a place, but you don't know like what it means. And by hint art in Mario Odyssey, I mean the memories in Breath of the Wild, actually. Like, it's up to me to become familiar enough with the environment where seeing those screenshots actually means anything to me. Oh, I remember this. Wait a second, is this actually where I need to be? I know you gave me, like, an ability, but, like, I wonder if I, like, paid more attention around spots like this, if I would find anything. Like here, for example. Also, can't help but be curious, how is the frame rate doing tonight regarding chat being able to, like, remotely see things? Is it, like, a little bit better than before? Is it still pretty bad? Scale of 1 to 10, how often are we dropping? Because I don't have the view of OBS available to me at all. And if it's bad, I can't do anything about it. But if it is, I can feel good for doing nothing. Well, yeah, there's definitely like some ledges and some wilderness. And some stuff here that I haven't seen before, but... what I'm looking for is like a giant fucking door with like a staircase leading to it. It's a pretty significant landmark, you'd think. But of course, I'm sure things like this are well hidden with good reason. Yeah, I'm losing some flappage anyways. Like, that almost looks like it. But that's just a regular shrine puzzle. I've definitely been there. It still is dropping every once in a while, but it's much better than some of the earlier streams, which were very basically slideshows. Speaking of framiness, I know that OBS dropping is one thing. Oh, here's the sun symbols! Look at that! That's a convenient spot to put them. Oh, wait a second. Oh, so it's still, like, sunny. That just gets rid of the sunset effect. I guess relative to what we were just looking at, it is an improvement. I will say that. I can work with this. Let's see. I mean, if it's a giant door, it would have to be against a wall of some kind, yes? So it would have to be in the far reaches of this province in particular. I am seeing what appears to be a lot of unexplored space in this direction. So I think I'll, like, ride these cliffs along this side, and I'll see if I can find anything by doing that. What is this down here? I guess it's another shrine puzzle that I already did. It really is good to be back with this game, though. Like, obviously this is the consequence of burning through it as fast as I did, but I just miss it. I feel like when I was finished with this game, I was, like, still left wanting more. And that's even considering that I, like, went back to, like, get all of the shrines and everything, but the fact that there's, like, these extra, like, cryptic secrets that they don't even tell you about is, like, very tantalizing. It beckons me. It calls for me. Speaking of, the Pathless's soundtrack, though, I did mention earlier that, you know, I was going back to listen to there's 2 releases that they did, and I was talking about the first release when discussing me going back to listen to that score. But, is this the door? No, I've been down here. Although that is a cool landmark. A very cool and sexy landmark. But there were definitely, like, things that I, like, noticed were missing from it. And that's because it's, like, a very abbreviated version of the soundtrack. But there's actually, like, an extended version that Austin Wintory, like, went ahead and released a few weeks later. And I haven't listened to it yet, but it's, like, the real deal when it comes to the stuff that, like, got cut. And I'm very much looking forward to listening to that version. Well, these definitely still count as areas that I haven't occupied yet. I haven't checked out that tower. Let's follow this river, speaking of waterfall secrets. And if not, I'll try to consult this Reddit guide one more time, because it was talking about, like, an updraft, and it may be referring to these instead of the updraft from, like, the tutorial area. So we'll see. And, that aside, there's, like, more of this to find, which is good news. Because I definitely didn't get all of, like, the stamina upgrades. There is way more of that to find, I have to assume. Let's see, there's something blue here, but I think that's just the updraft. But if this is what I seek, then maybe this is exactly where I should be heading. Let's see. I don't see any other updrafts here in this province. Let's give it a shot. So, ledge to the right with the tree. Let's keep our eyes peeled. I mean, all of this is ledge with tree. Unless I look, like, way further to the right. Like, there are some trees on this landscape, but nothing I would really describe as a ledge. I'll try hanging to the right for a little bit longer, but if I come to, like, a clearing and I don't see anything, I'll check the guide one more time. Because famously, Griffin cannot read. So, we'll see what there is to do about that. Either that, or I guess it's a testament to how well these are hidden, I suppose. Alright, let's settle down here, and I'll consult my map. See, I know I've said in the past that, like, I can't help but be curious what Breath of the Wild would have been like with the gamepad. This is it! I'm holding a gamepad and I'm playing Breath of the Wild. Alright. When you leave the starting area, the small island, after reaching the top of the tower, look on the far right of the cliff. You'll see a ledge with a tree. Behind it is a cave. I mean, that sounds like the thing that I did at first. The ledge to the right with the tree on it sounds like... Wait a second! Oh, okay. So I was actually doing the right thing the first time. I guess the cave was just really well hidden. There's like I was looking at the wrong image. The door that it was showing me, that's the door that I go to after I find all the secrets. God knows where the hell that is. But I know where both of them are now. I also, like, skimmed the other secret. See, it's a good thing that I didn't go too far into the Great Plains. Because they mentioned that the other was near the library. And one of these shrines, the lore, you know, you read about something that the Pathfinder fucked up in a different way in each place. I already read these, right? Yeah, this is the prison. But in the forest plateau, his curse involved the bark. But you know what trees come from? Comes from trees. What trees come from trees? Paper comes from trees. So even like their like libraries were getting like fucked up, and they were like losing like all of their history and their culture. So if I can find a big building with a bunch of books, and people are complaining about the books, then I can look near that. Or at least I can look for it on the way back to that tutorial tower again. The library was pretty early on, if I recall correctly, though. Hello again, everyone. Is this game cool? Have you not checked this out for yourself yet? This is, like, way into the post-game. Like, I've already 100%ed this, in terms of, like, the big main collectibles. So there's no cool boss battles anymore, despite what this arena may suggest. But what there is secrets to find beyond 100%. I've heard comparisons made to, like, Shadow of the Colossus-style secrets a lot, which does, like, intrigue me a lot. So right now I'm looking for a library, and I'm looking for a hidden cave near, like, the very starting tutorial area. This might be a library. Let's check it out. If I can go inside of these buildings, that is. Maybe not. It's more fortressy, I suppose. Wait a second! Look, though, this is lore that I haven't read! Oh, we got crushed. Cernos is in terrible pain. As the Tall One writhes, our village crumbles. What curse can torment a god so? What may be done to save them? I don't think I've read this either. The first of the Mother Eagle's children was the elk. In his branches he carried the seeds of the forests. The elk ran far and wide, tossing his head, and where the seeds scattered rose plants of every kind. Each flower, each blade of grass, each mighty pine and patch of moss, all these elk carried into the world. I haven't caught any of the streams, I just figured you were going back for something hidden. Damn right I am. Although, I guess it's a good thing you got here now, like, after I explained what the secret, like, relates to. Because the rest of us all know, and it's a really cool surprise, but if you don't know what it is, I would recommend revisiting those streams or playing the game for yourself, because it is an amazing, like, bit. But I guess I won't speak about it anymore for as long as you're here. I don't really need to, frankly. Library. I guess I can go to the tower, and then from there I'll be able to, like, spy out where all of the major buildings are. I can see all the landmarks. I remember the library being, like, one of the first things that I found in this province, though, so if I can find a big field with a bunch of those statues and a bunch of deer frolicking, or I suppose elk, then that should be a pretty major clue as to where I need to be. Because there's this vast expanse, and that has the boss arena, but I'm looking more for... Let's see. Yeah, I guess further out in this direction then, huh? Right, I think that's the library. With the two, like, kind of towers above it. Let's have a look. Because puzzle-wise, this is one of the major things that you do, where you get, like, extra good collectibles from it. So, I would have to imagine that there's, like, significant lore that you get from going here. My only hope, however, is that the music from these unique locations still plays. Because I love the music from this game, and I'm so sad that it goes away once you clear the areas. But maybe. Maybe when we go back inside. This looks awfully library-like. Though sadly I don't hear any music. It definitely has, like, a different, like, atmosphere to it, though. It feels a lot more, like, lonely and abandoned. Probably due to the fact that it is an abandoned building. Oh, you know what? There is some slight ambience, though, when you're here. I don't know if you can hear it, because the mixing is probably really bad in the game's favor at the moment, and I can't change it because this game takes over both of my screens and I can't use OBS once it's open. But I hear like a faint like bell ringing, like a bell being rung or something. Anyways, so this is definitely the library. I'm gonna bust out the Wii U gamepad and see what I need to do now that I'm here. Behind the library, there's a small hidden cave. The entry is at the rear. Inside, near the tree, there is a path. I was thinking about getting around to this eventually myself, which is why I skipped out on the other streams, but knowing me that it'll take forever, I'm terrible at that. Yeah, I think I lucked out with how I chose to play this game, just through Apple Arcade, because on other platforms, it's $50 US, and I know for a lot of people, especially for a game that's like, I mean, I spent 11 hours before going after the extra secrets, and that was like 100% of the shrines. Everybody that I've talked to that I've recommended this game to, they're like, oh, $50? Nah. Let's see. This is the thing that I've already gotten, yes? No, yeah, the butterflies are already here, but the lantern signifies that. So a cave near the back of the library. See, this isn't really up against a wall, so where that cave is a little bit cryptic. Unless it's like a hole in the ground. But when I hear cave, I think hole like in a wall. But I'm sure with enough scrolling on the gamepad, maybe it's like under the stairs, that'd be cool. I'm sure I'll find like another image that like references, and it's like a big red circle, like a YouTube thumbnail. Why are you using the Wii U gamepad for a guide? Well, I'm glad you asked. As I just mentioned regarding the fact that this takes over both of my displays, I have to use my phone for chat, and I don't like dismissing that for any other task. Is it like behind this maybe? So if I need a screen that I can use independent of this game being open, I need like another device, and the Wii U gamepad has like a, you know, a pretty decent browsing experience, even in 2020. So I'm using that. This is the real experience Aonuma intended. Anyways, I'm kind of going in circles at this point, so I'll come back to the library one last time, and then I'll take a look at this guide here, this Super Mario Sunshine Prima guide. Primo. Okay, I'm going to land here. Right on the center tile. Exactly as intended. I'm gonna tap this image. See, and I gotta get my, like, stamina time to recharge as well. Let's see. Is this the right image that I'm looking at? Oh, that's, like, more details on, like, where the cave is. Oh, I see. Each of these hints has 2 images associated with it to be extra helpful. Oh. Well, as it turns out, this is not the library, but I do now have an image of what the library does look like, and I can probably see it from here. Well, there's books in here. I guess they were keeping records of something unrelated. But now that I think about it, it does kind of, like, not match my memories exactly. But yeah, the library is, like, more of a circular building, and it's a lot more dilapidated, but it's not that. It is against a wall. If only the Wii U had a Twitch app. I remember back in the day, when that was, like, still the platform, that was actually something that people were asking for. You know what, though? As far as, like, asynchronous experiences, that kind of would have been a cool implementation of the hardware. Because then you have a screen for typing, and you can have chat on the gamepad, and then you're watching on the TV. That could have been cool. I don't know. Don't take my word for it, though, because I'm a filthy Wii U apologist. And my opinions are not to be trusted or taken as good. More importantly, though, if only the Switch had a Netflix app. What's up with that? People have been, like, going... Oh, this is the Redwood Step, I'm pretty sure. Although, there are, like, stamina collectibles up here that I apparently never got. Yeah, that's the edge. That's the edge of the province. Is this the door that I was looking for earlier? No, this is just an unrelated vertical structure, although it looks pretty cool. There's like statues on it. Statues of, not the elk, but of the lizard. Neat, that's kind of like a premonition of things to come. So I guess if I'm looking for a library against the wall, it's the walls that I should be hugging. I mean, that's a pretty kick-ass building, but not what I'm looking for at the moment. Switch has, like, nothing for apps. It's sad. They have Hulu, right? Yeah, it's so weird that, like, the Wii U comes preloaded with, like, Netflix and Amazon Prime and all the streaming services, and then, you know, the Switch is, like... When you get that out of the box, it's, like, not a very exciting experience. There's just a couple of gray rectangles, and it says, please insert a game card or download software from the eShop, you know? I don't know, whenever... This is something that, like, people have very varied opinions about, like, console setup processes, but I know some people will be like, oh yeah, if I'm getting, like, a console as, like, a gift for a kid, I mean, I'm just reading, you know, like, parents talking to each other on the internet, I guess, but they'll be like, oh, word of advice, make sure you open it yourself and then do all the updates and set it up for them. That way they'll be able to play games right away. And it's like, sure, but maybe this is just me, but I think I like the fresh open and the updating process and the setup experience. It, like, delays the gratification. And maybe for, like, a console like the Switch, there's nothing, there really isn't anything exciting about the setup process, except for the only time when booting the system for the very first time that the screen goes red and it actually does, like, the proper, like, switch click. That's kind of neat. But then not much beyond that. But consoles that came before definitely had, like, a cool setup process. In fact, I specifically remember the Wii U and 3DS being, like, pretty fun. Like, out of the box. In terms of, like, setting things up. Instead of getting useful apps, they added a stupid Switch Online icon to the main menu that clashes with everything so hard. It's been a pretty bad time to ask Nintendo for anything. That's true. That's true enough. Let's see. What is this location for? Is this a puzzle? I don't know. I just find myself drawn to him for unrelated reasons. I get what you're saying, but also kids can be pretty impatient and possibly mess things up to get to it faster. See, even as a kid, though, that shit appealed to me. But I guess I'm, like, a weird kid. I think I have already done this. It's just a neat location. Wait a second. I wanna be in his hands, though. I wanna stand right here. This is where I belong. Wow. And then he just fucking, like, claps his hands together. And I have to... My save file is gone. No, don't worry. I'm also some sort of weirdo who also enjoys setting up the first time like a cool first memory. The initial setup for the Wii is still iconic. Oh! You know what? I have never seen the Wii setup process because you know what? That's what my dad did for me. Because the year that came out, you know, it was impossible for anybody to find. But, I mean, this is a cave, but is it, like, near a library? I'll check it out. Yeah, I don't think I've been here. What the fuck? What? I'll finish that story in a moment. Forgive me, tall ones, for I have failed you. The Godslayer still lives. I leave my spirit to you now. Perhaps, in dying here, this poor excuse for a warrior may be of some use to you yet. Oh, there's like skulls everywhere. Skulls mean bad medicine. Yeah, this is not a finished puzzle. But if there's a shrine with puzzles in it, then it would have to be for something else if I've already gotten 100%. Sad that there's still no music that plays here, though, sadly. Unfortunately. But yeah, because it was so impossible to find at the time, we got, like, Wii games for Christmas. We got Twilight Princess and Excite Truck. But not an actual Wii, so we didn't get that until months later. But when we did, I just remember coming home from school one day and it was, like, already set up. So I don't have that memory. Also, that was a cool puzzle. I liked that. But where does this lead exactly? Oh, it's just for stamina. I mean, like, cool. But I guess I got my hopes up for something that this didn't wind up being. Although, dilapidated structure with the circular roof and a bunch of books inside. That is the library. I am going to check the Wii U gamepad one more time. The Wii setup was when processes were starting to become processes. Griffin, you were robbed of the family being huddled over the brand new Wii experience and making everyone's me's. I was. Yeah, the thing it's circling is the door. There's a small hidden cave. Inside, near the tree. So within the secret cave, there's another secret? I think people are lying about whether or not these collectibles even exist at all. They're really well hidden. Although there is a tree inside. So how is the tree going to help me find it? If I go up. Oh. It's cool that this is just like a real crack in the ground, though. Like, I could fall through this and just like wind up in here organically. Still no collectible, though. Let's see. Inside, near the tree, there is a path. I'm like looking. A path, though. That suggests like a pretty significant, like, wait a second. What if I bust this out? What if I bust this out? Now I'm looking with brain. No, this is just a normal torch. Although, maybe there's like a hidden like spirit lamp that I can light. No indication of it at the moment, though. Is there a spirit thing in this crack? In this crevasse? No. But this is what the Redditor told me. I haven't found a single one of these yet. Is it under here? Maybe kind of a cool spot for it. Wait a second. Oh my god, it's real. It's real? Oh my god. Oh my god, the rumors. The stories. It's all true. Okay, now I am officially going crazy. Alright, well, the good news is that when it comes to the other one that's in this province, I think it'll be easier to find, because I know where the tutorial island is, and I didn't know where the library was. Where was that, though, relative to the rest of the buildings here, though? Wow, this is like what I mistook for the library at first. I remember these stairs and that guy who was under a rock somewhere around here. And that slab that I read, yeah. That was like right next to the library. That's really funny. Is this some sort of Sonic in Melee Mew under the truck secret? I don't really know what you get for finding all of those. But I started to hear people talk about it in very hushed tones. Because it's a big spoiler that relates to the ending of the game. Not that I think that you get a new ending or anything like that. Although you might. That's the thing, I really don't know what it is. But somewhere in these lands, there's a door that has 8 of those symbols on it. And so I need to find 7 more of those. Then I need to find the door, and only when I have all of them will the door open. And shit like that I'm very curious about. Yep, this is the spot. Ledge with the tree. Ledge with the tree. Cave. Cave. Oh, even further to the right? Ledge with a tree? I was looking out at that ledge. It's all... Oh, shit. This might be it. This looks kind of cavey. Oh my god. I was like actively looking for the secret and I didn't even see it. This is some sneaky shit. Are these... I think I might recognize this pottery. I don't know if that's supposed to be from this or not. Or if I'm supposed to, like, recognize those from somewhere else. But I know that what it is referring to involves pottery. These kind of secrets have that, is this even real kind of vibe to them. I know, I love it. The fact that they went out of their way to put this in the first place is such a cool touch. That said, if there's 4 provinces, there's the first 3, and then there's the snow one, then that seems to suggest that I'm done with this one. So we'll go to the Redwood Steppe next to start exploring. I'll drop down for a sec. I'll catch my breath. I'll catch my eagle breath. You know what? I'll rub my eagle, is what I'll do. And no, that is not a sexual euphemism. Or is it? There we go. There we go! Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, that really is something that I feel like is more dead nowadays. Those kind of like playground rumors where like sometimes kids would make shit up. I was just talking about my experience, how there was a kid on the bus who told me about the dark arrows in Wind Waker. If you go back to Forsaken Fortress and you go back to the boss fight room, which you can't because it is obstructed. But if you get around the obstruction, then you can still go in and you'll find the dark arrows. And I wasted so much time going back to the Forsaken Fortress to try and make it happen. And maybe part of it is that I don't hang out around playgrounds anymore, which is probably a good thing. And also, like, the internet? But I don't know, even like with like the help of Redditors on my side, I'm still like doubting myself and like kind of unable to find my secrets, and I have to like do a bit more like heavy lifting on my own to really take that secret all the way. Griffins, I'm not a furry but I'm not saying that I have a crush on the fucking eagle. This is a literal animal. I was making a fucking Panoots joke. Also, what is this? I'm helping the bunny. In the Kong documentary video, there's a part where Robert Kongman is like explaining how K. Rool is going after Donkey Kong's banana horde, and he says, "And that is not a sexual euphemism." And then it cuts to Google images of King K. Rool, and all he did was type in King K. Rool, and like the results have like inflation, like vor weight gain images, and it zooms in on them, and he's like, "Where is it?" I just said that because rubbing the eagle sounds like, you know, maybe it is. Have I read this? Yes, Griffin has read. Yeah, the bell tower. Yeah, Cernos. I'm still in this province. I don't need to be here. Redwood Steppe. So that takes me to the Great Plains. And maybe this you're supposed to do this one second, but I always thought of Redwood Step a second, so I want to go there first. I mean, K. Rool is pretty thick. Don't. Take that shit to Google Images, but don't bring it here. Let's see. Yeah, the lantern's already there. I already found that statue secret. Those are fun, though. I like seeing, like, things out of place. I really like puzzles that, like, rely on, like, your sense of, like, observation. And, like... Not that that's something that I'm particularly adept at, but it feels good when I do notice, like, one little thing out of place. I'm like, now wait a second. Those play on, like, a really good, like, part of your brain, I feel like. Yeah, I think all of this is plain. As I'm gliding towards the Redwood Step, though, pull up my gamepad here, and I'm going to scroll down to see what secrets that we're headed for here. Lizard Territory 1. When you enter this zone, on your left there's a high tower leading to an aqueduct. To my left? I'm familiar with the location, but I don't see it to my left. Maybe they entered the province from somewhere else, but... Oh, wait, no, it is on my left. What do you know? At the end of this aqueduct, there's a cave inside of it. Oh! Wait a second! I found that cave on my own organically! And I even, like, remember being kind of confused at the time. Wait, why is there, like, nothing here? Had I looked just a little bit deeper, I would have found one of these shells organically. What a cool moment that would have been. So we should talk about Keaton inflation art instead? I didn't say that, you said that. If I ever inflate you, it's out of love, okay? I don't know, I was like doing weird camera shit when I go up these. Alright, aqueduct. This is a pretty good height to start from, but we'll see how far I can take it. If my birdie friend is in the mood to help me. I'm so mad. I'm so mad that I missed this. My mind is like racing with like what I would have even thought those shells meant if nobody told me. Because I might have made the connection. But if anybody knows how much of an idiot I am, it's me. So maybe I still wouldn't have gotten the hint. Get the hint? So we should talk about Mario X Sephiroth instead. It's... Can you not? For those out of the loop, it's sent me an image of somebody, like, shipping Mario with Sephiroth. And he was like, well, if you don't like Bowser X Luigi, then this is better, right? I'm like, no, it's not. If I ever bore you, it's out of love, okay? Maybe so. He does say, this is a verbatim quote, "You're so cute I could eat you." So, that speaks for itself. Oh my god! See, the very first waterfall I found, I tried looking behind it, and there was nothing there, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'm giving up on waterfalls now. My god. There it is! Here we are! Ooh, look at, like, the caustics reflecting on the... I mean, this looks like a scrolling texture, rather than a thing that's, like, dynamically done, but, you know, artistically, it looks nice. There it is. This is amazing! Vor is canon in Fates. Just because he eats other people doesn't mean he'll eat me. Although the quote that I just said seems to suggest otherwise, so... I guess there's nothing I can do this time. How did you get all the way up here? Oh. It was a ghost. It was a spirit. Alright. Well, the top of this tower leading to the aqueduct is a pretty good, like... place to position myself to look out for the next landmark, so I'll stand up here and I'll see what I can see. I will look down at the Wii U gamepad. Also, I accidentally hit the back button. Alright, let's see. Lizard Territory 2. This one is tough. The shell is in the arena where you fight the lizard on the 3rd floor behind a portcullis. Easy to spot, but to open it, you need to activate a switch that is far, far away on the right side when facing the arena. After the place with the 4 towers, you need to hit the target/switch, then rush to the arena before the gate is closed. If the screenshots are not enough, there is a link to a video in the posts below. The boss arena? I don't think I found the lizard arena organically. Oh. So I don't have quite as much of a memory as, like, where it is in relation to the rest of the world. Also, that is not the arena. Although it looks pretty similar to that. It's this big, like, vertical structure inside of a wall. But there's also a pretty, like, flat arena that... Oh, there it is. That juts out beyond it. A switch to the right of the 4 pillars. I'm going to check the 3rd floor first. I'm going to go here on my own. Just to see the shell. And if this is something that I have to, like, race back and do, then it's probably worth making sure I know where it is I'm going. This is still the 2nd floor, though, anyways, and I need to find a lift. This was a really cool set piece for this boss battle, though. I liked this one. I wasn't good at it, but it was cool. I don't know. I liked all of them. So, this is the 3rd floor? That might have been the 3rd floor, actually. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I see. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. Either that door didn't load in. I mean, the door frame is still here. Or they patched it out. Either that's a glitch or they patched it out. Alright, well, we're done with Redwood. Let's move on. Already halfway there. Mario x Sephiroth sounds spicy after the reveal trailer. Sephiroth x Griffin, perhaps. Your thing, not so much. Oh, and I haven't got... Look at this. I didn't even get this. At least I don't think so. I don't see a lantern nearby. Oh, it creates an updraft. That's cool. Maybe it disappears when you beat the game. That seems odd. None of the other puzzles become, like, auto-solved when you beat the game. There's been some stuff that I've, like, stumbled across that it's, like, still asked me to do. Let's see. So if I want to go to the Great Plains... Watch out, guys. This one's a real doozy. This one's real hard. See, what I'm curious, though, is what that bizarre, like, outline of rock is jutting out from the side of the island somewhere around here. Like that? You know what? Yeah. This is probably going to be nothing. But the last time I tried going here... Like, these stamina... They placed these stamina checkpoints all around. And that could just, like, to be nice to you in case you fall down. But, it seems like it keeps going on and on, doesn't it? Like, if this were Breath of the Wild, there would be something there. But this is a little more constricted. In terms of, like, how much it actually wants you to go up to the mountains instead of in the provinces. I don't know, I just think if you don't want players to go there, then, like, don't model the geometry like that. Just make it like a sheer slope that, like, goes nowhere. So, Griffin, after that reveal, would you consider streaming the Final Fantasy VII Remake? We were actually just talking about this, during Klonoa. If available on your platforms, of course. I mean, probably not. It sounds like, from what they did to it, that, like, it's not a wise experience for a first-timer to go into. It's more for people who have already played the original. And are, like, going back for more, I guess. Have I already done this? Yes, I have. There was a Godslayer symbol. Oh, no, not a Godslayer symbol. The, a symbol of one of the tall ones. Although the Godslayer sure is a tall one. You can get the PS1 version of Final Fantasy VII on the Switch. Oh, okay. Is it any good? I don't think I'm looking to start any, like, massive RPGs like that, but I am a little bit curious, for sure. I don't know. This is the thing that I mentioned during Klonoa, is that, like, sure, Sephiroth can get it, but I am, like, wary of it. Because as a PS1 game, and for how many firsts that accomplished, like... I'm sure for a remake there's a lot of opportunity to, like, streamline some things and make it, like, more of a pleasant experience to play. Because I don't know if it's aged well, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. Maybe it did, I really just have no clue. Yeah, I've heard the original is a little rough around the edges. It is still good, though. Okay. Maybe not anytime soon. I've still got a long way to go with 3 houses. Man, I don't know. It's crazy that I started that playthrough in 2018, and it's probably going to take 2 years. Xenoblade is looking more pathetic by comparison by the day. In terms of, like, how long it took me to beat. Anyways, if my judgment is correct, this should lead me back to the Great Step. Have I been here? Yes. That's marked as red. The remake is not streamlined LMAO. I'm just saying that, like, it would have provided some good opportunities to if they were planning on staying true to what the original was. I'm just saying, as somebody who never played the original, and who is looking for something that's maybe, like, a little nicer looking and a little smoother of a gameplay experience, that version of 7 I don't think exists. There's either the original or the remake, but for people who already played the original. So that's just not for me, I don't think. The remake covers what is like the first third of the original in the same runtime. Oh, I forgot! That's right, that's like Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, right? That's not the whole game. I remember that was a big deal when they like announced that was going to be like how they were going to do it. Alright, gamepad time. Snake territory. The first one is in this watered area. You can find an entrance to the sewer where the shell is hidden. Water area. Well, I am looking out upon some water, so... let's click and have a look. Oh, in that water. Oh! In the... I think this might have been another shell that I was, like, so close to accidentally discovering on my own. I think it's over there. No, that's a series of waterfalls. It's like a sunken city that I found. And there's, like, a bunch of platforms, like... in the water. Here's the boss arena for this. This one was also cool. They're all cool. Let's be real. This water area? No, this doesn't have the platforms. It could be. I guess using this doesn't really help me out much, does it? If this shit is hidden in places that I actually have already been to? However, it might actually be in this direction. At least it's making some audience happy. I'm not saying that it's bad, or that it doesn't. I'm just saying that it's definitely not for me. Yeah, this is the place. Also, lore... yeah, this one's on red. Take a look. I was born here, grew old here, and even in the heaviest of rains, the waters never cascaded down like this. These waterfalls are not natural. They are not of this plane. Alright. So what's the secret here? Is this the watery area? I need to, like, get a higher vantage point to look down on this. I'm gonna, like, stand on this tower. Did I not read either of these? No, those are glowing puzzle completed spots. Okay. So the main staircase is there. I'm gonna take another look at this image to try and, like, do a side-by-side comparison. Oh! Oh, okay. This is gonna drive me bonkers. I'm not really a fan of remakes in general, but I think of all the things to like remake or remaster, the original Final Fantasy VII would be such a good candidate because some of the elements in it are very topical. Yeah, I've heard the story in it is really good. I was like looking under these grates and I was like swimming around like, there's gotta be something underneath here, right? There's no way this is nothing. Of course it's not nothing. See, this is what I'm talking about with these puzzles of perception. I noticed something was off, and it's because something was. It was here all along. Yeah, these jars are always, or vases, are always next to these shells. Makes me wonder. Well, that brings us beyond the halfway point. I'm so mad at myself for not finding these on my own. I was so close. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Melody of Memory are literally just him being salty he never got to make his Final Fantasy 13 verses, or whatever, and just doing it in Kingdom Hearts instead. It's so dumb because he did have a chance. It was called Final Fantasy 15, and he ran that project into the dirt until someone else was put in charge. Did it take a decade to make that game? I have no clue. For the longest time, I thought that game was good because people like drew lots of art of the boys from it. So I'm like, okay. So I was really surprised when I heard that people didn't like it, but that seems to be the consensus from what I understand. Alright, I'm going to go up to this. I'm going to do some more reading here. Snake Territory 2. This one is in the... Oh! The observatory! All these places that I, like, stumbled across. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. Sure wish there was more here. Lo and behold, there was more. The first teaser for 15 was in 2006, with a bit of dev time before it. The release was in 2016. Holy shit. '15's kind of a hot mess. Okay. Oh, I love the climbing! It sounds like I lucked out then, not being, like, super into this series. Because it sounds like fans of it have been, like, disappointed a lot. It's like, well, yeah, well, some of them are good, but don't avoid these ones, you know? Oops. Bird! You know, like being a Sonic fan. Like, hey, some of these are pretty great, but avoid these ones. The observatory. This is that place, right? I did spend very little time here, because I solved the puzzle so fast and I didn't see anybody to talk to, so... Or, you know, talking to their dead body, but... Let's give this a read. This might actually be new text from the looks of it. I do like some lore. The Eagle Mother birthed this world and all of its gifts. When you offer thanks to a tall one, you offer thanks to the Eagle Mother. I like 4, and that's the only one I've played. The last bits of content were in the DLC, which should have been in the main game, and those were released in like 2017 and 2019. There's just like chests here. I like missed out on so much. I mean, like in all fairness, it was kind of foggy, but you know, the boys are one of the big things that everybody loves. So I'm trying to reach out at the same time. It's weird because Final Fantasy has so many different games with different genres and mechanics, and they can get pretty divisive. For Final Fantasy, it's not like every other one is good / bad. It's more that all the recent ones are just bad. Again, much like Sonic. All the early ones I've played, I've liked. Yeah, there's, didn't, like, Mega 64 do a video, like, with Sakaguchi about, like, where those games, like, went? Obviously, I don't know enough about the series to know how accurate of a bit that is, but from the sounds of it, it's just like, why is this spot dark? Is this like a hole or a shadow? Oh, neither, I guess. Weird. Anyways, I'm looking for a crack in a wall. And a crack in the wall I shall find. The camera does a really good job of like dynamically pulling in when you get into these claustrophobic spaces, and then pulling out when you exit. I don't know, even 14 is kind of divisive from what I understand. Well, back to the Snowland, I guess. To Freeze Easy Peak. Oh, that was cool. I like went down the slide to build up speed, and then I like launched off, and now I'm flying. Should have held ZL while doing it, though. Probably would have gone even faster. It's strange to think that I've been doing all of this in, like, complete silence. When a game this good has a score as good as it does, well, it just goes away forever. Because, like, I'm trying to think from the perspective of a player, like, I got all the shrines and all the secrets aside from the shells, which are, like, a secret beyond secret. So not having music isn't so bad for me, but I'm thinking of somebody who, like, did, like, maybe, like, most of the game. Maybe even only a little. Maybe, like, the bare minimum. And then they go back to the game, and the majority of their experience is spent in silence, and they don't get to enjoy the music? Like, that doesn't seem right. The only criticism I have to offer is that, like, I don't get to enjoy it enough. Like, they just don't let me. And I want to so badly. Yeah, I guess I don't really need to be in any of these buildings. I just gotta go to the tower here. Yeah, everyone I'm talking to seems to have, like, some hell of a queue for, like, their games that they've, like, never checked out but have always wanted to. Although, bizarrely enough, me of all people, streamer that I am, doesn't seem to have one. Did I do, like, a run off that tree? That was neat. Let's see, I ought to be going the right way. There should be a... Oh my god. I thought that boar was, like, a skull, and so when it, like, started moving really fast, I got, like, really freaked out. Being busy isn't the worst thing. The right now, it's with my job, which blows. Like, there's occasionally some extra ambience. Like, in spots like this. But, like, come on, bring the music back. It already does a good job of, like, not beating you over the head with it, because there's, like, very, very calm versions of the music, and then it only picks up when you find things major. I'd be fine with just, like, the calm variants that are, like, really, like, spacey and, like, subdued and subtle. Alright, so we're here. That castle was like the very first place that I flew to from the edge. I wonder if there's anything that I can do regarding that. I'm surprised you don't have a queue, Griffin, but then again, streaming probably helps burn through yours quickly. I guess so. I say 2 years after 3 houses. There's, like, people who I have muted on Twitter, like, people I've been friends with for years, who I haven't spoken to in years, because they've been posting 3 houses spoilers, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll talk to them after I finish 3 houses. And it's been years now. Alright, Bear Territory 1. When you enter this land, you can see on the far end a giant skeleton on a mountain. Before reaching it, there is a frozen pond and an entrance to a cave nearby. Well, it's a good thing that I just entered this place. To the right, a giant skeleton. And a frozen pond. Well, you'd think I would just be mainly looking for bodies of water rather than frozen ponds. To the right. To the right. How to the right? They seem to phrase it in a way where it's like, oh yeah, it's just as you come in. You can't miss it, but I'm already like kind of wandering pretty far off. There's only 2, maybe 3 more runs. I think it's only 2. I've done Blue Lions, I've done both versions of the Black Eagles, and all I have left is Golden Deer and the DLC route. And neither of those split in 2, as far as I know. Skeleton? You sure about this? I mean, this area has a very defined entrance, so I don't know where else they could be suggesting. Wait a second, I think there actually is a skeleton, like, right over this hill, if I recall correctly. And I'm not talking about, like... Is it Kumo? I don't know. I'm not talking about the bear skeleton. The skeleton of the tall one that shows up after you get all the shrines. I think this is, like, an unrelated one that's, like, naturally here. Because there are some. There are some other, like... bodies, corpses, decayed bodies. I want to see something decay that you can find unrelated to the giant skeletons that show up when you like 100% these areas, but yeah, I'll try like retracing my steps here and seeing if I can find anything more. Because as it turns out, this kind of all is frozen pond. Like, does this count as river or is it still pond? I guess pond wouldn't be attached to any other bodies of water. So maybe trying to follow this river wasn't the right move. I've heard conflicting things about how the DLC works, so good luck with that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I heard good things about the DLC in terms of streaming. I heard that it was like much shorter than the other routes. I've heard the Three Houses DLC isn't that good and also pretty conflicting with Three Houses' deep lore. Well, I already bought it. I already committed to it, so... It is expensive DLC for what it is, though. I don't know. Me personally, I've never, like, been too into how sometimes when there's DLC for a game, they'll try to, like... They'll charge a lot for it, but they'll try to, like, excuse it by, like, throwing in, like, costumes and stuff. Like, I don't care about this. This isn't worth the price to me if all I'm playing it for is, like, the main content and all this, like, not all this extra little side shit. But I don't know. That's me as somebody who's paying Canadian prices, I suppose. Wait, well, there's a giant skeleton. But I think that's Kumo. Giant skeleton to the right. A pond. I mean, what about this, though? That's more of a statue, and there's no pond. But wait a second. No, that's not a statue. This. I think this is what I was trying to talk about earlier. It's not really a pond, though. Wait a second. Is that a cave over there? No, I thought where that slope met the wall could have been something. Also, another Pathfinder statue, interestingly enough. I'm gonna settle down right in the eye here. And not only am I going to operate based on just the worded advice, but how about I actually click these links here to the images that help me? Oh, wait, what? Oh yeah, this is certainly not this place. This is the skeleton that I was thinking of this whole time, though. They're talking about something way different. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. The good news is, though, what I'm thinking of is actually way more... Or, not what I'm thinking of, but what is in that image is way more of a major landmark than anything that I, like, had assumed it was. So let's see, the entrance is here. I'm not going to go all the way back, but I am going to at least to, like, try and reclaim my height. And then start, like, searching out into the distance from there. I just heard it's not like Academy Phase, War Phase clean cut, like the other routes. Okay. It reminds me of the horse armor. Because didn't Skyrim really kick off that trend? As far as I remember, yeah, it was the stupid horse armor DLC. I don't think it was Skyrim. I think it was the Elder Scrolls that came before that. I think it was like Oblivion or something. Assuming that that's the one that came before, I actually don't know. Morrowind? I know nothing about these games. I'm not the person to ask about Bethesda lore. Oh, I missed these bouncy ones. It's nice to come back to those. Yeah, I'll keep venturing a little further out from the main entrance then. Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, I think this castle would actually be a great vantage point to look out for skeletons, to see where I might want to wander off to. Morrowind was before Oblivion. It was Oblivion? Okay. Look at me knowing things. Oh, can I not ledge grab? Oh, no, I can. Okay, cool. Alright. Well, this takes us about back to where we were around the beginning. I mean, here's a bunch of skeletons for sure. And there's the entrance. It is to the right. I would suggest that the castle is more of a landmark than these things, but sure. I am going to check that screenshot one more time, though, to try and verify whether or not this is where I'm trying to be. I'm looking for another small crack. Something that I could fit inside. But I'll come in for one more landing here. Pull this image back out. I don't see... No. Mm-mm. This isn't it. So the entrance is there. The landmark it's suggesting seems to have, like, more elevation going on with it. And I know that I've seen it before. Like, the image looks familiar, but I think having a month behind me after having played this game, I'm not just familiar with, like, where these landmarks are in relation to each other. Although the skeleton ratio has gone up quite a lot, so that is maybe a good sign. I mean, not for those guys, but as someone who is looking for them, maybe. Yeah, the one I'm looking for is like... Wait, I think it's over there. I think that's it. There's like a bunch of like strings and ropes and flags hanging from like a rib cage. It's like very decorated. I miss those early days where DLC packs would be called mega packs and be like $10 for a bunch of multiplayer content, and that's it. Yeah, I kind of missed the early days of DLC because I wasn't too into the 360 PS3 era. At least when it was active at the time. That was more just like watching my brother play shit. So obviously the Wii didn't have much stuff like that going for it. Unless, of course, we're counting the applications that they put on the Wii Shop channel to prevent Skyward Sword from getting soft-locked. If you're, like, progressed incorrectly. Have I been here, by the way? I mean, this is, like, a pond, right? No, that's a river. This is where everything flows from. I just want to see. I want to see if I've been here. I have! I actually remember liking this puzzle. So my, like, first experience with that sort of thing was, you know, on Wii U. How they priced the Smash Bros. Characters and everything, and the Mario Kart 8 stuff. Now it's like $30 to buy the Joker skin on Fortnite. Yeah, nowadays there's, like, you know, downloadable content and stuff that you get like online and shit, but like you just pay for a chance to get it rather than just getting it up front outright. That's just a bouncy. I mean, these have some things hanging from it, but it still doesn't quite look like the screenshot, even though it is in a way very far to the right of the entrance. What is this, though? Wolf! Hello. Monster Hunter World had good DLC. I always appreciate when games do just cosmetics for DLC. Yeah, like little 99-cent things are cute, I guess. You know, like Sans. But it really does seem that that sort of thing is like the exception rather than the rule nowadays, doesn't it? Whoop! Alright. Yeah, these things are a huge help in an area that's like built like this, although I'm sure that's not a new observation. Yeah, the decorations, the way that the skeleton is, it's got like these all over it, the one that I saw, that I see in the screenshot. And like that seems familiar enough to me, like I've probably found it someplace here, but I guess I don't know if I would describe it as to the right of the entrance. Because I think trying to pursue that has not done me well. So I'll try to get back to the castle. Like, look out up from there. Because I had already dropped down from that after assuming that the bones right next to it were what I was already looking for. So if I go back to the top with that in mind, I'll probably get to where I need to be. Also, yikes. Yes! Scamper! The Sans outfit also came with that Boppin' Megalovania remix, so it was even more worth it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think all the Mii costumes are very valuable, and I don't use them. But hey, I'd pay 99 cents for a song, even. Like, just for extra Smash Bros. They should do, like, just music packs, honestly. Just, like, add more Smashing mixes to the levels. Does anybody here, like, actually use the Mii costumes in Smash Bros? Like, more than, like, once ever? I always feel like they like, overestimate how many people actually want those, but... I guess because of just the amount of effort required to make one of those. That, like, it's... Even if, like, barely anybody is buying them or using them, it's, like, may as well. Alright, Reddit. From the right of the entrance. Look out for us. I mean, I just want to point out that that is not the skeleton that we are thinking of. I just don't think I'm even able to see it from where I am. It must be even further out. Well, to keep my eyes peeled, I suppose. You guys let me know if you see anything somewhere in the distance that resembles this description. Once in a while, I'll use good ones like Sans. Is it including or not including Smash? No, I specifically mean like the Smash Bros. Mii Fighter DLC costumes. Have I read these? Yeah, I've read these. This will be a great vantage point to look out from as well. I think they're made for the fans who will buy it because they love those series. Like Tales and Symphonia, Monster Hunter, No More Heroes, etc. Skeleton, 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 skeleton. Speaking of Sans! Oh! Speaking of Sans! This could very well be it. Yeah, so for certain ones, so for certain itses that are getting here just now, that is not the one. You get to see the skeletons of the tall ones. Those show up after you 100% an area, and you get cool bonuses related to the way stuff like stamina and flight and speed works. Wait a minute, speaking of, I know it's been a while, but, like, hold on. I was going to, like, jokingly reference Rivalia's Gale, but isn't there an ability where, like, if you hold down the B button? Yeah, you can do, like, hyper flaps! That would have been useful to know earlier. Anyways, this is the place, so let's get looking around. This one has, like, some strange music to it as well. I wonder if once we find the secret that I've been describing, if we find that door and we go inside, yeah, there's the pond. If we will finally hear music there. If there's, like, a special piece just for that area, oh. That'd be wonderful. That would make it all worth it. And this is still our first secret here, right? There's still one more after this? I honestly forget. And I honestly don't know where the door is, so that's gonna be like a little journey in and of itself, no pun intended. I don't know, the way the screenshot was framed, it was kind of like further away, just looking up at the skeleton. Maybe the pond is the secret. Maybe that's why it's even mentioned at all. Are there any cracks, like, involved with this? Because sometimes there's, like, little nooks and crannies that you can slip through. I mean, that is a crack, but... like, anything like a piece of ice jutting out just enough where I can go underneath. Anything like that. Let me refer to the screenshot here one last time. Oh, this is interesting. These really are like the Breath of the Wild memories. Like, I'm looking at a screenshot, and I see the landmark, but now I have to, like, find the angle that makes the most sense to, like, line up the picture. This seems about right. This is kind of how it was looking up at it. This is, like, the view. So it... Oh! This might be it. There it is! This is so cool! This is a fun, like, little treasure hunt. Yeah, I'm glad I'm using a guide for this, because I think trying to find these all on my own would take, like, forever. I'm spending enough time without this beautiful score enough as is. Wow. Well, that makes 7. Let's be real, though. Sans probably messed up the SKU for Mii costume sales, because that's, like, the one costume everyone did buy. I also got the Cuphead one. As long as it comes with music that I like, then it's like, I don't... Because I am probably, like... I assume everyone else is like me in terms of, like, how the Mii costumes are. Where, like, I just literally do not ever go into the Mii menu in Smash Bros. But the ones with music are exclusively the ones I'll buy. Did people buy the Chrom costume in Smash 4 as like a meme? I suppose I'll get my chance another day. Bear Territory 2. Below the central tower, there is a kind of city. You'll find the entrance to a very deep cage with... I'm so fucking mad. This is another secret that I felt like that there was more going on with. I could find the city. Although I should have used my Hyper Flap, and I should have gotten a running start. This is fascinating to me, how I came to the cusp of discovering so many of these secrets, but I just never did. That so much of this was under my nose all along. Let's see. All I see for now are these bridges, though. Although I think the city might be over there. I don't know if I have enough flaps to get up to that bridge, but I'll try my best here. I might actually just try and cut my losses and get some rest while I'm here. I like the little flat bit of scrambling clouds that's like just barely above the cylinder of wind. Like it's a very flat top to that visual effect. Oh, well this comes in handy, doesn't it? Oh, I was gonna say there we go, but I don't think that last one landed even. I'm out of flaps! I gotta land! There we go. Oh, this place! Fuck this puzzle. This makes... I already solved this, and this makes me so mad being here. Really is taking a trip down memory lane. Alright. If this was any place to get a vantage point to find a city, though, this would be it. And it's a good thing, too, because it looks like that those pillars that I was looking at earlier are not the towers in the city that I was looking for. I mean, the city is, like, pretty vast. You'd think I'd find it pretty easily. I believe the guy did refer to the castle, or the central tower, which I have to assume means this, so maybe when I go there I'll find it. I think that's actually the city right there. It might be a bridge, but I think the city's on the other side. Because it sure as hell isn't on this side. You had to be there in the pre-Echo Fighter era. I was there for Smash 4. I don't know. Personally, I prefer the 3DS version. I thought the Wii U version was nice visually, or that was the best we had back in the day. But, like, the stage selection was different between the two games. And I felt like that there were more 3DS stages that I liked more than the Wii U ones. Which is why it's nice that Ultimate has, like, the 3DS and Wii U stages. Both upgraded. City. Yeah, that's a bridge. What do you know? Oh, here it is! I guess it's just suggesting that, like, that's a nice place to look for it from. It really is weird that they never wound up doing anything more with Echo Fighters, though. Because I think that's such a good opportunity to bridge a lot of gaps in the roster. Just put Shadow in. Just put Shadow in. It'd be so easy, so simple. And Smash Run versus Smash Tour? Not even a competition. I played that like the bare minimum that you had to unlock the characters, or to get whatever stages or characters that you needed from engaging with that mode. But that was it. Well, now I need to find how to get to this cave. It might be just straight through here. Alright. I mean, this is like a very detailed cave, so there's a lot of nooks and crannies that this could be hidden behind, but I like threw down the gamepad in a fit of rage before I even like read the rest of the secret. As soon as I heard that it was in this room, I was like, fuck. Alright. With the bird cages to move. At the bottom of the pit, you'll find an entrance to an area where your eagle can't fly. You'll have to make some jumps. You can use your eye to boost your high in order to reach the shell. Is that how that works? So if I have the camera like this, and I jump, then my feet go like 4 links on the chain up. Maybe like 4.5. Maybe 5 even. If I use my vision and I press B, that's maybe like 6? I don't know. It's not that much of a difference. I guess it makes sense that I wouldn't find anything down here, though. Because it's so foggy. Well hidden, as always. Yeah, I really have appreciated how, like, obtuse and cryptic these are. Like, some of them have frustrated me because, like, I've got an eye for this sort of thing, and I, like, almost observed these, but they gave me the slip. Oh no. It is a place where my eagle can't fly. It's him. This is like a smaller version, though. I can, like, barely fit. This is the Keaton and Corrin 2030 size difference room. And then out on the plateau... Oh, this makes it much easier to see in here. Out on the plateau is like the Keaton and Corrin 2050 size difference. Huh? Oh, I guess I have to use the extra bounces from those. Interesting. I have to wait for that to recharge that now, though. Oh, and of course the better Pac-Man stage. Jesus. I hate Pac-Land. Which is a shame, because that character deserves so much better. Oh yeah, it's gotta be up there. Are you kidding me? See, but now that the mystery is going to be finding where that door is. Oh, I don't like seeing the eagles shake. There it is. You okay? Oh. I thought the bird was going to get, like, covered in, like, the icky paint-like goop. But I guess we're okay. It was a very evil shell. Alright, well, that's 8. That should be it. Now what? I don't know what to bring them, nor what I get, nor what I should do. Let's see. Yeah, I'll keep using these. For some reason I thought that, like, the bottom of this pit was a giant updraft, but I may be confusing this with the, shooting grounds from Breath of the Wild and Rito Village. Oh, this is gonna be an artificial light. That doesn't actually come in from the world. See, sometimes they're actually consistent with that, where that does, like, lead to outside areas, but not always. Yeah, I have to get used to, like, the distance that I'm shooting from, because you only get, like, the extra boost when you're, like, in the air when the arrow connects. Okay. Let's settle down while we're out here. And then I'll have your friend whip out the map. I'll look at my gamepad one last time here. I'll settle down on one of these balconies. Hope you don't mind me, friend. Alright, let's see. And then back, where is the Shell's door? No, I don't want to go to the other PlayStation subreddits. The door is in the Elk domain. It can be found on the east of the giant waterfall with the temple. Behind a waterfall in the Elk region, you say? How fortuitous. How prophetic. Alright, let's see. I mean, the mountain's over there, so I have to assume... Yeah. That the eagles are also in that kind of same vague direction. I might be able to catch some breath here. Yeah, just barely. Okay. This is exciting. I actually have no idea what's behind these doors. I haven't been spoiled on this. Which, shout out to the Pathless community, who by speaking about this in, like, hushed tones, have been doing, like, a great job for people like me. Not only in, like, preventing me from getting spoiled, but also, like, that more people even know that this is a thing at all. There's a, official Discord that they have for this game. And whenever I mute that shit immediately, but I like to hang out in the fan art channel. There's a lot of very talented artists who like this game. And, mercifully, I am not the only person who likes the Pathfinder. I'm gonna, like, perch on his head here. I'm gonna get some more flaps. I think one more should do the trick. Shell door behind a giant waterfall coming from a temple in the Elk region. What do you guys think it's gonna be? I want bets on the table right now. Ooh, but is it still here though? That's the question. I want to hear only from It's. I want to hear from It's only what the secret is. I want to know his thoughts. If he's still here, that is. I don't even know. I don't think I can check who is present from the mobile Twitch chat. And I'm scared to touch anything on this, for fear I'll lose chat entirely. How late have I gone, by the way? I'm not able to check uptime on OBS. I can check my watch, though. Okay, so I'm like a little over 2 hours A baby bird. A thanks from the dev. Okay. Femi's guess was baby bird. It's guess is a thanks from the dev. Heavy gunner sandwich. I think it's gonna be something water related. Like, these are all seashells, right? I think it's going to be... I don't want to say this out loud in case I'm wrong, and me alluding to its existence like spoils an unrelated connection. A certain black and yellow character is what I'll say. Uptime says 151. Okay, yeah, I guess there was like a lot of like setup that I had to do because getting this to run is kind of tricky. Alrighty. So this is still Great Plains. We're not in the forest plateau yet. That's a little further of a ways out. Although I can't help but wonder if I would actually move faster on the ground. Because the Great Plains, as its name suggests, is very vast and flat. And yeah, there's a lot of these like super speed talismans that you can shoot. So that could help. It's nice that even once you get to a point where your flight is like ridiculously overpowered, there are things like this that like still beckon you down to the ground to play around with like all the different elements of the way this game controls. Because it feels just as great as it did before, and especially once you get these hyperspeed talisman. And even still, I feel like I haven't mastered it. I still miss shots pretty often. And I've seen people do it, like, way faster than me. And with much better, like, aerial timing. There's a lot of elements that... Wait, what was that? Oh. If you do... That's what the two little white symbols mean. If you do exactly a half precision shot, then your arrow will, like... It'll do... The whole game, really, will do, like, a kind of a pause and give you an indication of that. So if it's, like, a quarter, or if it's 3/4, your shot's gonna miss. But if it's, like, exactly half, you can go faster. I mean, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do that consistently, but that's so cool that that's something that they even considered. The little, like, slow-mo before that lands as well is also cool. I mean, this is like a great waterfall in the forest plateau, but I don't think this is the door. Unless it's through this passage. No, this is a dead end. Or is it? It is. But there is lore that I never read, so I'll come back for it. Oh, there's treasure there, too. The Godslayer's famine strikes even the water. Once, many schools of fish swam through these waters, fat and healthy. Now, not even a minnow can be found. How do I get in here? Oh, there's another hole that I have to come in from. From here, maybe? See, this would have been a great place to hide a shell. Watch out now, gamers. This one's gonna be really hard. Maybe they patched it out because people were warning about how particularly difficult that shell was to find, and they're like, you know what, this is too hard. Well, if that's not a great waterfall, I don't know what is. But, you know, I haven't looked behind the waterfall itself. I suppose I could try. See, I'm like attempting that. I feel like that's good, but that's knowledge that I didn't have. That I was like playing it safe without even knowing. Because now that I know that I have an option not to play it safe, perhaps that is not for the best. There is a chest here, which I do already have, but yeah, this isn't the waterfall that I'm searching for. Although I will take one more glance at how this is described, because it doesn't actually do a very good job of telling you how to find the door itself. 8-inch shells open this door in the elk domain. It can be found on the east side of the giant waterfall within the temple. Waterfall within the temple? The giant waterfall with the temple. To the east? I mean, this game doesn't really have, like, any compass distinction, so who knows what the hell south is, or north, or west. Wait, the Great Waterfall. Oh, wait a second. It might still be referring to the tutorial area. There is some pretty crazy waterfall stuff going on back there. But I'd be surprised. I guess I wouldn't be. It would make sense to put it, like, where it all started. But they already put a shell there, so I don't know. And that was also kind of, like, to the east of a waterfall. So I think this would be a very easy mistake to make, but I guess putting the first collectible near the door shows the relationship that they share. So it's got that going for it. Did I really never open this? I guess back in the day I didn't have the flaps. Officially done with work for the day. Love working from 9 to 11:30, scremming. I don't know. I'm gonna go here. That's my guess. It is a pretty significant temple, and it's got waterfalls. Actually, what if it's like these waterfalls? I feel like I've already tried to go behind these, though, and I didn't get very much luck. But I'll try it. Yeah, nothing. But there is this. There is this, like, huge drop that you have to go through at first. Fuck, I have to try all these waterfalls now. I will never know. I'll never know the truth. I'll try the giant obvious one first, though. If it were related to any of these, that seems to be the most, like, major guess I would make. Like these waterfalls. I don't know, though. Like, there's a waterfall, and there's the cave where we found our very first one, but yeah, I don't think it has much to do with these. It will catch my eagle breath, though. Whoa! Oh. Low graphic setting. Collision. Actually, when you're this close to the wall, you can kind of see around a lot of the waterfalls, which is kind of helpful. I don't see anything cave-like, but these are also pretty opaque, so I don't know. This could be it. No, I don't think it is, though. I mean, there's like something going on here, but I think it's just because it's going through the rock a little bit. Uh-oh. I might want to find a place to land. The shell door could be in this building. I think that would be a cool way to put it, a cool place to put it. But I really don't know. Yeah, if I just like ignore the updrafts and look around. Hey, what? Wait, no. I want to let go. I want to let go. Let me. No. Let me. No. Can I not let go? Oh, this part where you like beautifully cinematically fly over to here is like scripted, I guess. Which is like great for the first time. I get it, but like, I want to go back inside. There is some shit that I just found, which I think actually lends some credence to this theory of mine. Is it behind these waterfalls? Aw, man, it's been a while since you've seen a proper shore in this game, huh? Yeah, no. Nuh-uh. Okay, so hear me out. Here's my game theory, right? So there's each province has its own guardian. We got Cernos, we got the deer, that's the elk. We got, I can't name all of these. There's the snake, there's the bear. There's, I think, a turtle. No, the bear turns into a turtle. Look, it's going to re-demonstrate for us right now. We have deer. That one's a snake. One of these is probably pretty obviously an elk. I don't see horns. Oh, that one's okay. So there's a deer. There's a snake. I think one of these is probably a bear. Well, let's see. Snake, deer, bear, lizard. Lizard. That one's lizard. Okay, and then eagle. The gang's all here. But one of them has a missing head. One of these. So all these provinces are accounted for, but there's like one extra. And notice that it has a shark head. Now think about the connections that have already been established as of the last stream of this that I did for the ending. We are collecting seashells. I think this is about to come full circle in a really big way. What if there's like a secret boss? That's probably hoping for too much, but I can't help but wonder. Well, this is like a waterfall in a temple. There's not much behind it, though. What if that dead body implies that like that dude like let go at the wrong time and he just like kind of tumbled over? Yeah, so you still can visit this area, although it doesn't play the music here even, which is really a shame because this is actually still one of my favorite pieces in the Pathless. It's called Gateway, and oh, there's some ambience going on, but not. It's not the full piece. But it's a motif that's referenced a lot throughout the game. It's a very beautiful piece of music. How much height is there? Okay, that's a pretty... Okay. Oh, it's weird to see this now. With all of the... Huh. Now that I know what all of these things mean. Look at that. There's even like a tiny little triangle here. I wonder if that references like the castle or the city or what that's for. That's interesting. There's waterfalls in here. Little place to get up if you fall down. But these are like baby waterfalls. I don't think this is what I'm looking for. God, this is a really well-designed first area, though, for, like, baby's first shrine. This does come back to the central room. I always thought that these were two different things, but that's neat. I don't want to activate flight in here, though, because it'll make me do that whole scripted sequence again. I am going to, like, back out a little bit, though. Like, I'm going to go here. Directly across from this tower. And I'm gonna read that hint one more time, and I'm gonna think, what could this mean? In the Elk Domain, it can be found on the east of the giant waterfall with the temple. Are we fighting a shark? I don't know. I don't know what happens now. I can't find the door that these shells lead to. I feel just about ready to fight a shark, if that's what you're asking. I don't think there are any waterfalls in the starting area. It's kind of just like a lone island. I think I've confirmed that it doesn't have anything to do with these. But it just might. I don't know. Go east. You cannot go east. Go whence you came. You go whence you came. I need to find the winged sandals first. That is the problem. I don't know. Now I'm like kind of finding myself retracing the confused steps that I had made when I first started looking for these. Because go right near the beginning and go east near the Great Temple are two very similar sounding things. However, if I had to make another guess, I mean, it could be anywhere in this province, so I think the next step that makes sense is to go to a tower and see what large waterfalls I can find. Why use cardinal directions as an instruction, though, in a game that very deliberately does not have a map or compass? This really is a Reddit moment. Oh, look at that. I don't even need that pulley. I can flap to my heart's content. I feel like I've already been there, though. That's the waterfall that I was looking at earlier, and that didn't lead me to anything. Unless they're referring... Is it the waterfall east of another waterfall? It can be found on the east of the giant waterfall with the temple. Oh! It's saying, what it's trying to say, is that the giant waterfall with the temple, while itself is a landmark, it's being used as a reference point to which the door's location can be compared to. So where we want to go is to the east of that. And I think I already see exactly where I need to be. Is there a sun? It's kind of overcast, so I'm going to say no, not really. Also, no, never mind. I thought I saw a door here. I don't think there's a door here. But I will catch some flaps. Well, it's got to be some amount of east. I guess all I have to do is just hug this wall and eventually I'll stumble across it, right? There's some waterfall. Like, does the door itself involve waterfalls, or is that, like, unrelated to... This is the door. This is the door. There is like, a tightness in my... I have no idea what this is. What a cool thing to have, though, in a game. Just generally. Oh my god. The 8 seashells. And the heads are missing from these statues, too! Maybe this was, like a tall one that was, like, cast out. And it's not, like, referenced in any of, like, the... And it only opens a little bit, too. The shark isn't referenced as a part of the family in any of, like, the texts. I think this is, like, an estranged tall one. Whoa. There were, like, some frame drops. I think it just loaded in something. Like something major. But first, I'm gonna pet my eagle. Are you ready to find a secret? Who's ready to find a secret? You are. Yes, you are. Such a good bird. You helped me find so many seashells. You did so many hyper flaps. I love you, my friend. Can I find your Nintendogs zone? And that is not a sexual euphemism. Or is it? There we go. Thank you for coming with me on this journey, bird. These stairs are like warped, I think. I can't tell if that's like a intentional or like a weird texture thing. I'm trying to figure out if these ceilings look familiar to me at all. Wait. Notice how the color changes here. The walls are like becoming bluer. Guys, I think I know exactly what this is. Oh! Oh! Music? Oh! Oh my god, I recognize this piece. It's the main theme of Abzu, but arranged in the styling of the Pathless. This is literally the shark spirit from Abzu. And look at the architecture. The blues and the golds. The reflectiveness in the material, the caustics. This ceiling? The pots! The vases! And the music's already gone. Oh my god, I was right! There it is! That's the diver! But they're like a human skeleton. But the diver in Abzu was a robot. This is so fucked up! There's multiple divers! See, now there's gonna be a 9th shell in this room that is gonna be like under my nose. I'm gonna have to do a 6th stream to find it. Can I like interact with the shark at all? Oh, it's the statues that you meditate on to like look at the fish. It'd be cool if I could do that. And then there was an aquarium mode in this game after all. To look at like the 4 animals that have like very simple behavior. There we go. There we go. Oh, I daren't put this in the thumbnail though. These are like, I don't think these are the birds from the rest of the game either. They're like kind of clipping into the wall there. You gonna come back out, buddy? There you go. They're like seagulls. You know, it's like a seabird. A seagull, if you will. No, you actually do see a robot skeleton in Abzu. You get like electrocuted and fucked up and your like robot skeleton becomes exposed. That's how we know that they're a robot instead of a human, because there's not people bones inside. But you can like interact with these other spirits. Can you interact with this one? Oh, you can ride it? Oh, this is like one of those like Roblox things though, where the platform is like moving, but it doesn't carry you with it. That's C-frame right there, baby. Weird. You'd think if it behaved like this, they wouldn't give it collision at all. But it's actually a spiritual platform. This is cool. I had suspicions that the secret was related to Abzu all along. But the fact that they actually had, like, a unique piece of music that's that theme from Abzu, but done with the Pathless instruments, what a cool touch. I wish it, like, kept going, but, you know, it's fine. It's just cool. I'm fine with silence. It's okay. Anyways, yeah, I'm really glad I came back to this to find this secret. I was, like, tearing up immediately as soon as I recognized that music, and I saw what this place was. You can even see the caustics on the ceiling. It's like we ourselves are underwater. Although I can understand certainly why these lights of all lights would need to be just baked flat surfaces rather than real holes. This was a cool secret. Roblox shark. Yeah, you survived the shark attack obby. Win for free VIP. Yeah, I'm glad I came back to this. This game rules. You should play all the giant squid games and support these developers. The bird perches on the diver. That's amazing. And even like I'm like looking at it as like an object of interest. But yeah, that was the stream tonight. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the stream tonight, you can follow me here on Twitch or on YouTube at the Full Galaxy, where all the VODs are, plus highlights and more. You can subscribe to me here on Twitch if you particularly enjoyed the stream tonight, although I think I'm done with the Pathless at this point. You can also follow me on Twitter and Tumblr, and Pillow Fort, and Discord. There is a Discord server with all sorts of channels for you guys to hang out in, both on and off stream. And if any of what I just mentioned interests you, then you can check out the links to everything that I just mentioned in the Twitch cards below, if you are watching this live, or in the YouTube description, if you are watching the VOD. These stalactites. Stalagmites? We're not getting into this. Have kind of weird collision, but like, after all the secret hunting we've done, I can't help but like get the instinct that there's more. I really don't think there is, though. I'll let you know if there really is more to it, but yeah. You guys have a good night.